dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. We start tonight here in Perry County, where officials with the London Laurel Rescue Squad are looking for a missing man. Officials say the man was last seen jumping into the Kentucky River in Hazard. A Facebook post from the London Laurel Rescue Squad said that multiple agencies were looking for the man and that the Perry County Emergency Management had requested their assistance. We're going to update this story when more information is made available on our website, WYMT.com. One person was killed in a car crash Sunday afternoon in Letcher County. Officials with the Letcher County Coroner's Office say the crash happened on Highway 588 in the UZ community. They say there was only one person inside of the car, but their name was not released. Officials say that person was pronounced dead at the Whitesburg ARH Hospital. Officials with the KSB confirmed one person was killed in a house fire, also in Letcher County. Fire happened Sunday morning on Smiley Drive in the Colliers Creek area. The name of that person was also not released. We'll keep you updated on both of those stories on our website. We're following a tragic story out of Powell County tonight after a mid-morning fire turned deadly. Fire officials say a Clay City mobile home went up in flames, killing one person and multiple animals. Jeremy Toms was at the scene and has the details.
Major Lisa Johnson with Clay City Fire says a mobile home caught fire this morning, and that fire turned fatal.
We received the all-tone around 11:08 a.m. An all-tone is when all stations, all fire departments are called out due to a structure fire.
Johnson says it came in around 11 a.m. for a home along Winchester Road, a few miles north of Clay City. It was around that time that Brittany Cole says she was cooking breakfast for her children when she looked outside. Cole says her neighbor's trailer was quickly engulfed in flames.
My first priority was to get our boys out of the house because I knew if the garage went fully up, it was going to take our house too.
Once first responders arrived, they worked to get two injured children to safety and put out the fire. But before long, Johnson says they learned a 7-year-old boy was still inside.
It's the most horrific thing I ever felt in my life, standing there. You feel helpless because first thing you do is want to run in, and you can't. There's nothing you can do.
Johnson says it's one of the hardest days her department has ever faced, and the tragic situation left Cole devastated as well.
Right before Christmas, to lose his life that little, I just hope that baby rests easy.
In Powell County, Jeremy Toms, WYMT Mountain News.
Johnson says the two who were injured were taken to UK Hospital. They suffered from burns and smoke inhalation. Their condition is unknown at this time, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Well, the weather is quiet as we close out the weekend and move into our new work week, but it is chilly out there. Here's a live look over at UVA Wise, looking at a clear sky back in the distance, and check out the temperature. 23 degrees right now over in Wise. Very frigid as you step out the door this evening. Temperatures across the region, upper to middle 20s for most of us. 26 for Jackson, 27 for Hazard. Look at Clintwood, though, coming in at 18 degrees tonight. Also over in Jonesville, also sitting at 18 right now. We are dry on Pinpoint Doppler, and that dry weather will continue into tonight. We stay under that clear sky, and that will allow temperatures to fall into the lower 20s and possibly some upper teens in those cooler pockets. But what can you expect for your work week? That full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Keaton.
Thanks, Cameron. 4.5 months following the devastating flood, one nonprofit is coming back to serve the people of the mountains for a second time. Volunteers with Operation Barbecue Relief were here in the region serving people in August. Now the organization has returned to help once again. Volunteers say they like to follow up with disaster-impacted communities months after the initial event, adding that these visits can sometimes be just as important to the volunteers as they are to the survivors.
This is one of the reasons we always go back to areas that we've been to before, not only to still tell you we're still thinking about you, but also our volunteers are just as impacted by being able to help the community. There's stories that are told, there's we call it the look, being able to have that connection with the community and just have that conversation. There's times where we just we'll take somebody aside for 10 minutes, give them a hug, and just let them know that we're thinking about you and we know it's difficult.
Operation Barbecue Relief will be set up outside of Hazard Food City on Tuesday at 11, prepared to give out 3,000 meals. Over the last few months, the Pikeville Rotary Club has been touching the lives of flood survivors across eastern Kentucky. Thanks to generous donors across the state, nation, and even the globe, the Pikeville Rotary Club has been able to raise $300,000, That's been used to purchase space heaters and Visa gift cards for families in need. This weekend, the club was at the Mine Made Adventure Park in Knott County, looking to make the holiday a little bit brighter for the families there.
It's a great feeling to be able to help anyone, and these people certainly are in a terrible situation and need all the help that they can get. Christmas is a big part of those kids' lives, and we feel like we've made a difference.
Pikeville Rotary Club has impacted families in Perry, Floyd, Breathitt, and Knott counties, just to name a few. The group plans to be at Letcher County Central High School to hand out items tomorrow. Clay County native Bruiser Martin once broke the state's record for sacks in a football season at Clay County High School. But that's not what he's most known for. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us how a hidden talent landed Bruiser on a national stage.
What I make ain't your Papa's cough syrup. I mean, it's my granny's white lightning, you know, tiger shine.
Meet Bruiser, a man given the title Master Distiller on a Discovery Channel show.
I've not seen anybody that's got a drink of it yet that had anything bad to say, because I mean, like, for real, you know, if you don't like it, there's something wrong with you.
Bruiser had that confidence ingrained in him from success of past generations.
Well, making moonshine is, you know, it's something that's passed down in your family. You know, so you're either raised doing it or it's something you decide you want to learn.
Bruiser did, in fact, learn from his family and the very shows he was featured on.
I've been a fan of watching moonshiners, you know, for like the 12 years it's been on. I've watched it my whole life growing up, and I always thought, man, it would be so awesome, you know, to get to make moonshine for a living.
Bruiser has a full-time job that does not involve moonshine, but his goal is to own a business distilling in some way.
Whether it be a distillery or it be a store, you know, I mean, I would like to do something, you know, with moonshine, and obviously.
After winning the contest, Bruiser says he plans to make liquor for a distillery in Tennessee. In Clay County, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Martin says the distilling machine he now has was a gift from his wife 4 years ago. Americans are getting ready to spend the weekend with family, but like other states, Kentucky is being hit by a triple-demic of illnesses. As of Friday, 15 Kentucky counties are reporting high COVID levels, but it's not just COVID. The flu and RSV are also on the rise around the state. Dr. Jeff Fox says it's important to protect yourself and your loved ones this holiday season.
Don't share cups, saucers, foods, you know. Don't drink after one another. It's never too late to get a vaccine, whether it be flu or COVID. If you get sick, you know, if you think you have COVID, you can test yourself. And if you're real sick, see your doctor, because there are treatments out there.
Experts say it's not too late to get your flu shot. It takes about a week for it to kick in. And they say flu season is going to be around for the next few months. More than a month of hard work is finally complete for the actors and organizers behind the Appalachian Arts Alliance's Elf Jr. the Musical. Those with the production held their last show at the Hazard Forum earlier today. Over the course of 6 weeks, kids from Perry, Letcher, and Breathitt counties have worked alongside the directors to put the show together. Those behind the production say as much as Elf Jr. the Musical is fun to watch, the actors had an even better experience making memories with one another.
The kids who love performing, this is their people, this is their family, this is their chance to be themselves. And we had people getting, you know, kids were getting emotional and saying, I love this, you know, and so it's really special to do that for the kids in our community.
Those with the Appalachian Arts Alliance say they are already planning future productions, and you can find ways to keep up with future productions by the Arts Alliance by visiting our website at WYMT.com. Coming up at 11, inflation and Christmas. Prices are continuing to rise with no real break in sight, even for the holidays.
Plus, we are tracking some major changes by the end of the week. That full first alert forecast coming up.